Here we are again. One more episode of Hunter x Hunter, and I'm not going to waste too much of your time with any much bluster, pontification, bullshit before the episode actually begins. And honestly, probably for the best, because with the king's heart wavering oh so slightly, with his intentions not really now fully on world domination and being the best there ever was, but taking some care of such a helpless creature in front of him. How can one such as Kumogi really affect him so? We're going to need to find out. I mean, just how unlucky is she that a bird decided to attack her, but the fact it worried him so. That bird probably caused a bigger shift in all of humanity than it would ever have been able to understand. The fact that someone that is so devoid of care, for the most part, for life, at least preserving it, to go out of his way to help her, to get worried on her behalf. She has quite the sway over him at the minute. And considering that we have this, oh no, are you alright? What the hell's going on? I don't even understand it myself. Why do I seemingly am worried when there's harm come upon you? Those kind of feelings going through the king's head. Is he going to have afterthoughts? Is it going to be like Poof was worrying about in the last episode? Is he going to start regretting actions? Is it all bubbling up? I like the calm right now. How is he ever supposed to sleep with all that noise going on? Also, the fact his limbs are not regrowing or regenerating. He doesn't have any kind of abilities like that. Ah. That's probably a better task for him than anything else they've got planned. There might be less of a security down there. I mean, this is the story of Hunter x Hunter, and Gone and Killer's journey so far hasn't exactly been the easy route at any point. Expect the unexpected. I mean, the best laid out plans don't survive contact with the enemy. Even more so when there's random shit going on. This may be the last all three of you spend in the same room. Make the most of it now. then they will have their kind of objective, but also they would know that they were there. Would they be able to keep stepping forward? Would an overwhelming sense of duty towards Kite and hatred towards her aid them in their endeavours? Hey. You've got two of the three that you know about. The other one, though, have we got anything about his aura or what he can do? It would be good to have a source of information outside of all of this, and it's growing. Quite a few toys and like. Whose house is this? I do like the cut back to Colt. That bit is still going on in the background. Doesn't need a lot of emphasis or time on it at the minute. It would only be towards the king himself. How could that have happened? Will they come up with the answer that maybe he did it himself? And who would be powerful enough to actually cause any level of injury? I mean, it is the... I mean, the inner machinations of his mind are kind of complex. I mean, as soon as they get inside the palace and maybe even see the game of Gungli going on, would some of their questions be answered? This is not a drill. This is an order. Yep. They have taken to the streets. They are really cutting it fine, but then again, they know exactly what must be done, what should be sacrificed to try and help this work. Called in help from the outside. So keep on guard. Would they expect that the palace has already been infiltrated with exits dotted around? At least, what? Never leave the king? Yep. He's a bit prickly at the minute. I'm sure he'd be fine and you'll definitely be able to sneak around the king without him noticing. Who won't get absorbed with an amusing task. Yeah, the decisions there were kind of, well, the choices were narrowed down a little. A little. Just completely gone. And yep, they are definitely going to blend in if they are hiding amongst the crowd. I doubt they'd take that drastic action. They would think just a minor technicality to the proceedings. They would need to worry about what, a handful of people causing trouble. They don't have to worry about losing face to the populace because they've really got them under lock and key, but the fact they need to exert this power and what they can actually do, that's why it won't go off the rails. Everything needs to go as planned. Look at them jump around. There'll be not much left. A lot of free real estate, let's be honest. Well, I can see definitely good to have multiple opportunities to get in and out. I'm thinking, considering they're saying, well, in front of the palace, this E place will be far too dangerous, at least someone's going to have to use it. Hmm. It is. They're going to have to go dark for a while. Plans will change drastically, and there's nothing you can do about it until you get out there. Look around the palace for yourself. He has the fear prematurely aged him. He definitely sounds sure of himself. No wavering in his voice. Shrinking and stretching where it needs to. Hmm. After all of this, what is going to be done? I mean, with Kite's body, is it still under control? Can't remember where we left off with that. The automation of it. Yeah, there's plenty of glimmer and life behind those eyes. For fear of being shot, I don't think there's many that are going to lash out or do anything, but... Uh-oh. And you did nothing to interfere? Threats other than himself? I mean, an attack on Komugi is an attack on him at this point. Are the Royal Guards going to need to be disciplined a little? Their wards are going to be extended to outside of their just initial care. I mean, yeah, you've probably got that bang on there. A march of death. Ah, pretty. Something's glistening in the sunlight. Which... The scales themselves do... Ah. I see. Makes them pliable. Makes them conform. Easy to see how they're keeping all of this going with no one questioning too much, but Jesus. The normal person would not be able to withstand all of this going on. I see Knuckle is taking this seriously. True. Having to worry about civilian casualties just from them tripping over themselves and the like. Quite a light sleeper, Knuckle. So now it's just sit tight and see how it all goes, right? Still nothing. But do they have a way of investigating anything that was going on inside of what's going on with Palm? Also, since Killua released himself of the control that his brother put in. I'm guessing because of what he set out for himself there with... yeah, with continuing travelling with Gon, etc. But also, the fact we're getting a little monologue and inner workings of everyone's mind right now. The fact that... they've each got their own little worries they're thinking about outside of the plan. I mean, if you defeated her and got her on board, I'm sure that she would have some way of returning part of his self-autonomy, but back to how he used to be? I'm not sure about that. Also, actually getting it to play ball, I don't think that would ever work. Well, shit. He's doing better than some. He's fought a lot getting to this point, but the fact he is raising so many flags here saying, oh, he's weaker than he should be. He could go out in a blaze of glory knowing that he did his best there. Is he trying to test how long he can hold his breath, but also hopefully slowly increase it? What would be bad is if this place... What happens if Nov gets killed? What about the inside of this little Nen palace? Would they all just return to the overworld, or... He has obtained so much in such a short amount of time. Huh. One way to look at it. Is she resting up well, sitting there in the pillow? I mean, it's not many other places to be. Some self-reflection. His position in the world, his reason to be. The raison d'etre. And while there is a quiver in the king's heart, kind of a good time for them to strike, but yeah, what are they going to be greeted with when they get inside? Is that the time already? What a place to end it off with, before the big invasion of the palace. We spent so much time with the preparation for it all. Their own issues and worries. And of course the chairman just doing his thing up on the fucking pinnacle, up on the rock. But while Komugi has awakened her own little ability, her nen, around the game of Gungni, capturing the imagination and attention of the king. How's that going to help? But I do like this. Well, pretty much the entirety of the Chimera. Well, pretty much the entirety of Hunter x Hunter, but the entirety of the Chimera Ant arc. It's kept things going at an interesting pace. Sometimes it is quite slow and lets you take in what's going on, and then out of nowhere, it's a bit more full on with its information and exposition and, well, the world at large. It's kind of fascinating how we can see a crowd of thousands, tens and thousands of people lined up waiting for their turn to be assimilated or slaughtered. And I don't know if it's how we're supposed to feel about it, but it's almost completely ancillary to the point where it's there. Yeah, it's just there. I think mainly because the king himself doesn't care about the selection. His own personal feelings towards the Gugni player and the game itself far outweighs anything else, despite it only being, well, meant to be a stopgap while they were waiting for the selection. And talking of things to do in the meantime, we really don't have a lot of time left. Only a few minutes until all the selection begins, the events start to unfold, their plan becoming completely unravelled. Palm not getting back to them at any point. If she completely lost her nerve, kind of like Nov did, well, yeah, understandable. But the fact it was completely cut off, we didn't see anything from her. I think there's more there. I just can't think of what form it would take, or if I'm mentally ready to see what kind of form it took. Considering what we've known that Efpitor, and by extension probably the other royal guards, are willing to do. But it's all in place. Friends, new and old, all coming together to help each other out in this dire circumstance, knowing that probably some of them aren't making it back from this. I'm just questioning who. Several of them have opened up flags for themselves. Others kind of have a one-time usefulness, which, well, we know how that works out a lot of the time in media. And remember, it's not just, well, it is just them so far, but there could be something else out there at the nth hour, having little to no, well, an ex-machina coming in to help out to save the day that might have been put in place. I'd completely forgotten about it. Kind of like Colt with the extra offspring of the Queen. Seeing that, though, in this episode was nice. I did want a little catch-up. It does kind of bear fruit with me that it's not just something to get the other Chimera Ant story shelved and do their own thing. Like, yeah, they've got this to focus on now. We can ignore them. He's going to put his life and soul into raising that new being. I mean, he is, but I feel there is more to it. More to it now. Also, considering his history, it's kind of like a second chance after not being able to look after and take care of his sister. So many lives taken, so many families and entire villages completely destroyed. The Chimera Ants have left a lasting legacy upon the land. And seemingly an entire country. It is good, though, as was said, the hypnotized citizenry not really going to cause an issue by trampling each other, trying to escape. I wonder if they'll be used as part of the scheme and fighting to hem in the hunters at any point. We will see. If you enjoyed this episode and what it leads into, consider leaving a like on the video. Maybe a comment if I've missed anything or any bits and pieces you want to add. Maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you've reached this far, hell, why not even join onto my Discord? But for now, get yourself some rest. We might all need it. De-stress a little. Keep the colour in your hair. But I'll see you in the next one.